Hi, my name is Joseph Mejorada, and my senior project is Quantifying Human Performance for design of an automated foosball table. My senior project advisor for this project is Dr. Jose Macedo. First, I would like to give a brief introduction about the project, the origins behind it, the different groups involved, and the larger context in which this project is placed. Next, I will talk about the problem statement. Then I'll talk about the background on what is foosball and the different techniques used in foosball. Then I'll go and talk about the approach that was used to solve the problem statement, and then talk about the analysis that was done on the data that was collected from the data collection. And then I'll talk about the deliverables, what is to be done with the data, and any future plans outside of the context of this specific project. So Yaskawa America Incorporated is a US-based corporation that specializes in products and support for automation technology. The company is the largest manufacturer for AC inverter drives, servo and motion control, and robotics automation systems in the world. As an effort to showcase the company's motor and servo driver capabilities, Yaskawa has requested an automated foosball table to be built to bring to industry trade shows. The group that will head this task is a multidisciplinary group of Cal Poly students consisting of mechanical, electrical, computer, and myself, industrial engineers. The automated foosball table must be of trade show quality, so not only does it have to be aesthetically appealing, but it also must perform well. The automation must also reflect real-life human performance, not just to get accurate metrics, but also to maintain a safe playing field. The table must also accommodate users of different skill levels to maximize user experience. Therefore, the problem statement for this project is to collect human performance metrics and research foosball techniques to provide data for automation programming and hardware selection. So the applicable coursework that could be used for this project include IME 319, Human Factors Engineering, to give me a better understanding of human reaction and limitations. IME 326, Engineering Test Design and Analysis, will be used heavily in statistical analysis. And finally, IME 429, Ergonomics Lab, will give me the experience needed to conduct and create my own performance tests. For those who are unfamiliar with foosball, the objective of the game is to hit the ball into the opponent's goal. You would shoot the ball by having foosmen strike the ball, and foosmen are controlled using the handles of the rods. The picture to the right shows where the foosmen, the handles, and the rods are located. Usually you would play the first person to get 5 points wins, and a common beginner technique used is spinning the rod uncontrollably, which in reality is actually illegal. So some basic strategy used in foosball is to angle foosmen away from the incoming ball to catch it. This is a defensive strategy which allows the player to slow the ball down and control it. The image depicted here shows an example of that technique. So some basic offensive strategy used in scoring against opponents include the push or pull shot. This shot consists of either pushing the rod away from you or pulling the rod towards you so you could carry the ball laterally before it is shot. The push or pull kick shot has the same concept, but instead of carrying the ball, you would pass the ball laterally from one foosman to another before it is shot. Third kind of shot would be the spray shot. This consists of having the foosman hit the ball at an angle so that it is shot at an angle. The pictures on the right depict a push shot, a pull shot, and a spray shot. More advanced techniques such as the rollover snake shot is used heavily in tournament play. This technique involves carrying the ball laterally back and forth and having the foosman carry the ball shoot at an angle. This makes it hard for the opponent to predict where the shot will come from. Another advanced strategy is the tic-tac shot. It uses the same concept as the rollover snake shot, except you would be dribbling the ball between two foosmen right before it is shot. A third type of advanced offensive strategy is the bank shot. This involves the foosman hitting the ball at an angle, so the ball shoots at an angle, hits and ricochets off the wall and into the goal. The diagram below shows the example of how the shot is conducted. To begin this study, I administered a survey from SurveyMonkey to possible participants. Here's a screenshot of the different questions that were asked. From these answers, I was able to determine the skill level for each participant. For this study, I decided to look for 9 participants, 3 from each level, and I decided to limit it to 9 participants due to the time constraints. During the day of testing, volunteers were read a script describing what they will be doing. A script is important so that volunteers know what is going on and the experiments are as controlled as possible. As an incentive, participants were rewarded with free pizza. Volunteers were shown videos describing the different shots they will perform for clarification. The different shots that were performed include the straight shot, push kick shot, pull kick shot, snake shot, tic-tac shot, and bank shot. Each shot was performed 5 times each. The equipment that was used to measure the data was a Sony DTR VX2000 camcorder, an Ion video to PC USB video conversion system to connect the camcorder to the computer, and the Kinovia software to analyze the data from the video clips. This is the setup that was used to record the data. The data that will be collected will be linear and axial acceleration of the rods, the angle of the path traveled from the center line of the foosman as depicted from the screenshot to the right, the number of goals scored, and the successful attempts for each shot. From that data, statistical analysis was conducted, means and standard deviations for each skill tier was recorded. A one-way ANOVA test was conducted to determine if the differences in the means between the different tiers were significant, and the probability of successful attempts per shot was calculated. Since there's a lot of data to be collected, here are some of the key trends that were found from the analysis. With a higher skill level, there was less variance in acceleration. More goals were made as the skill level went up. There was an increased angle accuracy, and a wider variety of shots were utilized as the skill level went up. In terms of acceleration, rotational acceleration was not significant with the straight, tic-tac, and rollover shots. However, the variance for the means were significantly less as the skill level went up. The axial acceleration between the beginner and intermediate skill levels were significant, but were not significant between the intermediate and expert levels. With this data, I'm able to give the programmers for the automated foosball table a basis in which to define the acceleration of the rods, the tolerance of accuracy each time the foosman hit the ball, and the motor behavior in terms of the strategy used. Eventually, we'll have the ability to toggle between beginner, intermediate, and expert difficulties, and the automation will be able to react and use strategy like a human player. For future plans outside of the scope of the project, programming for the automation will begin during the summer and the fall with the computer and the mechanical engineers. And finally, a user interface to control difficulty setting will be designed. Well, thank you for your time. If you have any more questions, please contact me at the email listed over there. And I hope you enjoyed my presentation.